Okay, this is going to be reading through the scriptures in a year. Today is day 1. The reason we are starting today is because yesterday was Simchat Torah, depending on calendars, but for us, that's when we did it. This is our scriptures. Translation is called the Scriptures, 2009 edition. And we will start with, it's by Institute for Scripture Research in South Africa. We're going to do 4 chapters a day. We'll start with Bereshit or Genesis. This translation has the Hebrew names and the English names for most of these books. And it's not just going to be me reading. So, Baruchia, my 8-year-old, is going to do some of the reading right now.
In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth came to be formless and empty.
And darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let light come to be." And light came to be. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. I'm going to pause and talk a little bit about what we're reading. This is the creation account, obviously, but most translations are going to have God or something like that, and here we have Elohim. Elohim is the Hebrew word for the Creator. It actually means mighty one. It's what's in the text, and it is plural, which some people say is because it's great, because of the magnitude of His greatness. I believe it's because it's the Father and the Son saying it, and so 2 in 1 or 3 in 1. Here it already talks about the Spirit as well. I'm not really a Trinitarian or Twinitarian. I just think there is a Creator and He knows what is existent, what His existence is. And if it's 3 in 1, then that He knows that. If it's 2 in 1 with His Spirit, then He knows that. And it's not necessarily for me to even know if we should be knowing about what His, what they would call the Godhead looks like. Anyway, I think we read chapter 4. Let's start at 4 again. Amuna, do you want to read? She's our 10-year-old.
And Elohim saw the light, that it was good, and Elohim separated the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and He called the darkness He called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning one day. And Elohim said, Let
an expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters.
And Elohim made the
expanse
and separated the waters which were
under
the expanse and
from.
Wait, what? Where's the from? I don't see it. Sorry. Where is it?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Expanse from the waters which were above, and
the
expanse, and it came to be. And Elohim called the expanse heaven, and then
there came to be
evening, and there came to be morning the second day. The heavens be...
you missed the line.
Wait, I did?
And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it came to be so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the collection of the waters He called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the plant that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, the plant that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning.
The third day. And Elohim said, let the light come to be in the expanse of the heavens to
Separate
the day from the night, and let them be for signs and
appointed
times, and for days and years, and let them be for light in the expanse and it came of the heavens to give light on the earth, and it came to be so. And Elohim made 2 great lights, the greatest light to rule the day.
the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule
over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And where there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 4th day. And Elohim said, let the waters teem with shoals of living beings, and let birds fly above the earth on the face of the expanse of the heavens. And Elohim created great sea creatures, and every living being that moved, with which the waters teemed, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good.
And Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and increase, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 5th day. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living being according to its kind, livestock and creeping creatures, and beasts of the earth according to its kind. And it came to be so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all that creep on the earth according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the ground. And Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, be fruitful and increase, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over all creeping creatures on the earth. And Elohim said, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it is for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to every creeping creature on the earth, in which there is a living being, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And Elohim saw that all that he had made, and see, it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 6th day. Okay, we are also going to do 3 other chapters, and I'm going to turn to Isaiah chapter 1, which this also calls Yeshayahu. So they have both. The children recently did a song where they sang the books of the Bible, but it was in the a different translation.
Yeah.
The order that is probably more close to like King James Version.
It was
than this version.
It was the Holy Bible version, is what we learned.
Okay. And we'll try to get that post up somehow. The video has faces on, so we've either got to blot them out or do something else. So make a video of countryside scenery or something and put it on there. So Isaiah chapter 1. The vision of Yeshayahu, or Isaiah, son of Amoz, which he saw concerning Yehuda and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah. I'm not used to the pronunciation of that word. Uzziyahu, Jotham, Achaz, Chizkiyahu, sovereigns of Yehuda. Hear, O heavens, and listen, O earth, for Yahweh has spoken. I have reared and brought up children, but they have transgressed against me. An ox knows its owner, and a donkey its master's crib. Yisrael does not know, my people have not understood. Alas, sinning nation, a people loaded with crookedness, a seed of evildoers, sons acting corruptly. They have forsaken Yahweh, they have provoked the set-apart one of Israel. They went backward. Why should you be stricken any more? You continue in apostasy. All the head is sick, and all the heart faints. From the sole of the foot to the head, there is no soundness in it. Wounds and bruises and open sores. They have not been closed or bound up or soothed with ointment. Your land is laid waste. Your cities are burned with fire. Strangers devour your land in your presence. And it is laid waste as overthrown by strangers. And the daughter of Zion is left as a booth in a vineyard, and as a hut in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Unless Yahweh of hosts had left to us a small remnant, we would have become like Sodom. We would have been made like Amorah. Hear the word of Yahweh, you rulers of Sodom. Give ear to the Torah of our Elohim, you people of Amorah. Of what use to me are your many slaughterings, declares Yahweh. I have had enough of ascending offerings and of rams and the fat of fed beasts. I do not delight in the blood of bulls or of lambs or goats. When you come to appear before me, who has required this from your hand to trample my courtyards? Stop bringing futile offerings, incense. It is an abomination to me. New moon, Sabbaths, the calling of gatherings. I am unable to bear unrighteousness in assembly. My being hates your new moons and your appointed times. They are a trouble to me. I am weary of bearing them. And when you spread out your hands, I hide my eyes from you. Even though you make many prayers, I do not hear. Your hands have become filled with blood. Wash yourselves, make yourselves clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before my eyes. Stop doing evil. Learn to do good. Seek right ruling. Reprove the oppressor. Defend the fatherless. Plead for the widow. Come now, let us reason together, says Yahweh. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they are red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If you submit and obey, you shall eat the good of the land. All right, I'm turning on light. Maybe that'll be easier to read. But if you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured by the sword, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. How the steadfast city has become a whore. I have filled it with right ruling, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers. Your silver has become dross, your wine is mixed with water. Your rulers are stubborn and companions of thieves. Everyone loves bribes and runs after ruins. They do not defend the fatherless, nor does the cause of the widow reach them. Therefore the Master declares, Yahweh of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I shall be eased of my adversaries, and I shall be avenged of my enemies. And I shall turn my hand against you, and shall refine your dross as with lye, and shall remove all your alloy. And I shall back your judges as at the first, and your counselors as at the beginning. After this you shall be called the city of righteousness, a steadfast city. Zion shall be ransomed with right ruling, and her returning ones with righteousness. And the destruction of transgressors and of sinners is together, and those who forsake Yahweh shall be consumed. For they shall be ashamed of the terebinth trees which you have desired. And you shall be embarrassed because of the gardens which you have chosen. For you shall be as a terebinth whose leaf fades, and as a garden that has no water. The strong shall be for tow, and his work for a spark. And both shall burn together with no one to extinguish. All right, that's Isaiah chapter 1. We're going to go to Psalms, and
Where are we going to go in Psalms?
I need to do 3 different chapters. And Psalms is one of the longest books, so if I don't read a lot of it, it's also called Tehillim in this translation. And I went too far.
You went to Malachi.
Blessed is the man who shall not walk in the counsel of the wrong, and shall not stand in the path of sinners, and shall not sit in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the Torah of Yahweh, and he meditates in his Torah day and night. For he shall be as a tree planted by the rivers of water that yields its fruit in its season, whose leaf does not wither, and whatever he does prospers. The wrong are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind blows away. Therefore the wrong shall not rise in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For Yahweh knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wrong comes to naught, nothingness. Okay, and our last chapter is going to be Matthew chapter 1.
Way back in the New Testament.
Okay, here we are, Matthew chapter 1.
How long is it? I want to see.
Matityahu is how they say it should be spelled, pronounced. So there you got that.
3 or 4 teeth.
There's one.
There's 3 T's.
3 T's, yeah, that's it.
I counted it as I as a T.
Oh, okay. The book of the genealogy of Yahshua Messiah, son of David, son of Abraham. Abraham brought forth Yitzchak, and Yitzchak brought forth Yaakov, Isaac and Jacob. And Yaakov brought forth Yehuda, Judah, and his brothers. And Yehuda brought forth Perez and Zerach by Tamar, and Perez brought forth Chetzron, and Chetzron brought forth Ram. And Ram brought forth Aminadab, and Aminadab brought forth Nachshon, and Nachshon brought forth Salmon. And Salmon brought forth Boaz by Rahab, and Boaz brought forth Obed by Ruth, and Obed brought forth Yishai, or Jesse. And Yishai brought forth David, or David, the sovereign, and David, the sovereign, brought forth Shalomo by Uriah's wife. And Shalomo brought forth Rehoboam, and Rehoboam brought forth Abiah, and Abiah brought forth Asa, and Asa brought forth Jehoshaphat, and Jehoshaphat brought forth Joram, and Joram brought forth Uzziah, and Uzziah brought forth Jotham, and Jotham brought forth Achaz, and Achaz brought forth Chizkiyahu, and Chizkiyahu brought forth Manasseh, and Manasseh brought forth Ammon, and Ammon brought forth Yoshiahu, Josiah. Chizkiyahu would be Hezekiah.
Hezekiah.
Yep.
And Yoshiahu brought forth Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the exile to Babel. And after the exile to Babel, Jeconiah brought forth Shealtiel, and Shealtiel brought forth Zerubbabel, and Zerubbabel brought forth Abihud, and Abihud brought forth Abner, and Abner brought forth Eliakim? Not quite sure how to pronounce that guy's name. And Eliakim brought forth Azor. And Azor brought forth Zadok, and Zadok brought forth Akim, and Akim brought forth Elihud. Elihud? I don't know how to pronounce his name either. And Elihud brought forth Eleazar, and Eleazar brought forth Matan, and Matan brought forth Yaakov, and Yaakov brought forth Yosef, the husband of Miriam, of whom was born Yeshua, who is called Messiah. So all the generations from Abraham to David were 14 generations, and from David until the exile to Babel were 14 generations, and from the exile to Babel until the Messiah were 14 generations. But the birth of Yeshua Messiah was as follows. After his mother Miriam was engaged to Joseph, they came to be together. Before they came to be together, she was found to be pregnant from the set-apart spirit. And Joseph, her husband, being righteous, and not wishing to make a show of her, had in mind to put her away secretly. But while he thought about this, see, a messenger of Yahweh appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Miriam as your wife, for that which is in her was brought forth from the set-apart spirit. And she shall give birth to a son, and you shall call his name Yahshua, for he shall save his people from their sins. And all this came to be in order to fulfill what was spoken by Yahweh through the prophet, saying, See, an Alma shall conceive, and she shall give birth to a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. That's in Isaiah 7:14, which translated means El with us. And Yosef, awakening from his sleep, did as the messenger of Yahweh commanded him, and took his wife. But he knew her not until she gave birth to her son, the firstborn. And he called his name Yahshua. Okay, I'm going to talk about, I think there's a translational error, and this is in the Greek, the way we read it here. So this is a correct translation from the Greek. But it says in verse 16, Yaakov brought forth Yosef, the husband of Miriam. There's another, in my understanding, the correct would actually be this would be Gaura, which is an Aramaic word. So in the original Aramaic text, it would be Yaakov brought forth Yosef, the Gaura, which means the head. Like, I'm not translating it well, but it can mean husband, but it can also mean father or protector. I believe if we actually had the genealogy correct, this would be Jacob brought forth Joseph, who's not Joseph, Miriam's husband, but Joseph, the father of Miriam, of whom was born Yahshua, who is called a Messiah. If my understanding is correct, that this is Joseph, the father of Miriam, and there's a different Joseph in a couple verses later in verse 18 that is Joseph, the husband of Miriam. If I'm correct about this, then the 14 generations makes a lot more sense, because if you actually count them out, 14 to 14 to 14, it's kind of, there's only 13 between the exile and Yahshua the Messiah. A lot of people look at this genealogy here in Matthew and say, oh, it's the genealogy of Joseph. I think this is the true genealogy of Mary, or Miriam, the mother of Yahshua, and the genealogy in Luke is the genealogy of Joseph. Because that doesn't even mention Miriam in it, it just has Joseph, Miriam's husband. And this states it as fact that this was his genealogy. The genealogy in Luke says it was thought to be, he was thought to be the son of Joseph. So that's my opinion on the whole genealogy thing. I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about. Please tell me in the comments whatever you've learned from this, or whatever you want to talk about the 4 chapters we've read. And thank you for watching, and we'll try to get one of these up every day. If I get burned out, please comment and say that you were enjoying it, because this is kind of a lot of effort. But anyway, thank you, and please comment and tell me if you enjoyed it. Goodbye.